My dude,
What's up?
we got something in the mail today.
Looks like a box. What are we going to do with it?
I think we're going to open it.
Yeah? Let's see what's in it. Where's it from?
This one box came from Chatham Imports. And if you recall, Chatham Imports is the parent company to Michter's, along with some other brands that they offer. But yeah, let's, you know what?
Fragile. That's Italian, I think.
You know what? Let's document this.
Yeah.
You do the honors and I'll do the honors and let's see what we got. Y'all ready for this? And of course, there's packing peanuts.
Nice. Those are Cheez-Its.
A box of packing peanuts. Thanks, Michter's.
What do we got here? Are those Cheez-Its?
Those are Cheez-Its.
Cheesy Poofs?
Oh, well, there's a letter from Michter's. So
Okay.
we'll have to get into that.
Nice.
And digging down through here. There's a...
See bubble wrap.
Yep. Oh, that's a neck. Oh.
Look at that shape.
We're familiar with the shape of this bottle. Holy smokes.
Is that the 2025?
The 2025. Michter's 2025 10-year bourbon.
Look at that.
Man. Do we open it?
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah. Well, what turned out to be an unboxing video, I guess is fixing to turn into a full-fledged review. So I'm going to get my review sheet ready, and you guys watch the intro, and we'll be right back. Well, everyone, welcome to this impromptu tasting review of the Michter's 10-year bourbon 2025 edition.
Yep.
We were not expecting this.
Hot off the press.
So
fresh out of the barrel. Do you remember that time we got to roll the barrel and put our Glencairn underneath there? And it was like 64 degrees.
Yes.
It had just a little bit of a chill on there. Man, that was so good.
Yeah, let's stick this bottle in the freezer for just a little bit. No, we don't have time for that because we're getting into this episode. Hello, my name is Jonathan. Across the barrels from me is Mr. W2. How do you do, sir?
I'm doing just a little bit better now. How
Boy,
about,
howdy. Yeah.
How about yourself?
Yeah, the day got a little wonky on the way over here, you know. Whew. Yeah, sometimes text messages, the conversations get a little squirrely, and you don't know if you're going to be involved in certain organizations anymore because you don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. But then you get here, check the mail, and you've got something absolutely fantastic.
Box.
Yeah, there's a box. What's in the box? And this time, it turned out to be something incredible. I'm assuming it's incredible. You know, I'm a Michter's fanboy. You know it. You know it. Mm-hmm. You are one too. So whatever. This could end up to be hot garbage, but I don't think it's gonna. We're gonna get into this. So yeah, they sent us a letter.
I got a letter.
What's in the
from Joe himself?
Oh, from Joe.
Joseph Magliocco, president, founder of Michter's
Hello,
Rebirth.
Joe, and hello, Rick, if you're watching.
Yeah.
And everybody else at the Michter's organization.
I tell you what, I'm gonna read this. Mm-hmm. You go ahead and crack that wax. Crack the wax.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Look at that. You guys see that?
The couple bottles we've gotten into so far, we've done a 10-year bourbon, we've done the rye. Mm-hmm. The pull tabs, they do it right. They make sure that there's plenty there. Mm-hmm. It's strong and sturdy enough, and hopefully it doesn't fail me in saying that. But
there we go.
I mean, there it is. All right, so rather than on a strict age schedule at Michter's, we bottle whiskey.
It popped right off. I was trying to get the wax cap off of it, and it popped. We totally missed the bottle pop. That's all right. Sounded good to me.
Rather than on a strict age schedule at Michter's, we bottle whiskey when our production team deems it fully matured. This continues the standards set by Michter's first Kentucky master distiller, Willie Pratt, and Michter's president, Joseph J. Magliocco. The 2025 release will have a suggested retail price of $195. Yes, I can contest to that, for a 750 bottle in the U.S. Wilson and McKee regularly taste older barrels as they assess the maturation of their stock. Wilson commented, "It is such an exciting time when we are reviewing barrels for consideration for this release. This year's 10-year Kentucky Straight Bourbon is again overaged beyond 10 years. It opens with a very inviting nose and draws you in like a good movie with its character development and complexity, with the joy of a great story it has to share and leaving you satisfied through to the finish." We know another bourbon that's all about stories and plots and...
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
All the things. We love Filmland, too.
Yep, they got their own movie posters. Hell, you got a full-size movie poster upstairs.
Yep. Thank you, Laura. Greatly appreciate that. Michter's 10-year bourbon is 94.4 proof. It has remarkable body and character, observed McKee. The richness and complexity of this whiskey continues to provide such a robust experience that is amazingly flavorful for a bourbon that isn't north of 100 proof. In late October 2024, the UK-based publication Drinks International announced the result of a poll of an Academy of Independent Global Whiskey experts, journalists and bartenders, and drink buyers from more than 20 countries. This marked the first time ever that a whiskey, Michter's, was voted the world's most admired whiskey in 2 consecutive years. That's so badass. Michter's has a rich and long legacy of offering traditional American whiskey of uncompromising quality. With each of its limited production offerings aged to its peak maturity, Michter's highly acclaimed portfolio includes bourbon, rye, sour mash whiskey, and American whiskey. For more information about Michter's, please visit michters.com and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and X. And if you're not in the know, that's Twitter.
Get your nose on this.
I think I shall.
Yes. Yes, you should. It's imperative.
Oh, sweet mother.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. There's a dark cherry that's right there.
I almost said fig, but yeah, okay.
I can pull fig. Maybe a hint of a Honeycrisp apple giving way to a honey sweetness. Maybe some molasses. Lots of vanilla. And I'm going to say... Is that butterscotch or caramel?
I got both. I mean, you can pick up both on this one. Yeah, I got butterscotch, caramel, like right off the bat, easy. You know, nutmeg, molasses. I got vanilla bean, creme brulee, because it's got like that vanilla creaminess kind of to it. And there's oak, like on the very, very tail end.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of oak. And I was thinking fig, but I'm like, when do I ever pick up fig?
Yeah.
And then you said dark cherry. I'm like, I'm just going to say it.
So before we really get into this, and I forget, because I will forget, but I want to point out too, if you don't know, anytime you're dealing with a single barrel offering, which their 10-year bourbon is a single barrel offering, it is always single barrel. The 10-year is the US 1 bourbon, the core offering, that's small batch. Their US 1 rye is also single barrel, but their 10-year is always single barrel. So anytime you have a single barrel offering, somewhere on the label, somewhere on it, it will have a barrel number. This particular one has a small little band on the neck
right there
that says Michter's barrel number. And the reason how we know this is, aside from having a letter saying it is, the reason why we know this is a 2025 release is the barrel number. Their barrel numbers always start with a 2-digit year and then goes into this. So this is barrel number 25C0730. So it is year 2025 C0730. So anyway, to me that becomes, as you get more and more into bourbons and really start deep diving, and we have grown to really love single barrel offerings, whether it be a a store pick or it's just a standard that's what it always is type things. We've grown to love that because being a single barrel typically means each barrel is going to yield slightly different things. Right.
It has to.
Bland's, for instance. Bland's is not just the hunt for the John Wick Globe bottle.
Right. That's how it all starts.
It's the hunt for finding the perfect single barrel out of the mix. And so that's part of the whole single barrel experience for me. What continues to impress me about Michter's is, and when we were there and we did the tour, we learned that all of their rick houses are climate controlled. They climate control everything. Was it 14, 16
something
inch
like
thick
that,
walls?
like double walls with a
and what that means
empty space
is
in the middle, concrete, reinforced.
What that means is you're not only controlling the climate year-round in there, but you are able to basically add an additional season. You can really regulate how many colds, how many hots, what the humidity is in there. You can really fine-tune that. And as a result of that, they do not do store picks. They do not do a barrel pick program like so many other distillers do. And the reason is their rick houses are so well climate controlled. There's no honey spot. There's no sweet spot in the rick house.
We talked about that with Rick. He talked to us
the
about
barrel
that.
Down in this corner is going to be near the same as this barrel. So all that to say, the one thing that you just cannot control other than really paying attention to where you're sourcing the wood for your barrels from.
Which they do. But at some level, you lose control of being able to really control what the barrel is giving the liquids. And so that said, it just continues to amaze me how consistent their products are. I am expecting this to taste very different than the 2024 10-year that we did and we did a review on. But I'm also expecting this to fall right into the line and be just as delicious. Yeah. And when it comes to not having the control over what the individual barrel gives you, I mean, one, it's got to be a little scary, but two, it's got to be exciting. Really exciting, because you have no idea. One, you've got no idea what this barrel's going to do.
And can you imagine?
Two, you've got no idea what this barrel's going to do.
Can you imagine the main antithesis for your job is to walk through the rick houses, putting the drill in the barrels and putting your glass there and...
Oh, I can imagine.
Nope, that one's not quite ready yet.
Yeah.
Next.
You leave me alone in that rick house. I'm going to be eating those little chips that you're not supposed to eat off the side of the barrel.
All right, Fitzgerald.
Yeah. So now that it's had a little chance to breathe, I'm getting a lot more of that butterscotch.
Yep.
I mean, it's singing. Cheers, everyone.
Yep. Thank you, Michters.
Worth MSRP all day.
There is something unique to this release. Right there on the front of it. There's those cherries become cherry cola, cherry Coke. Oh man. 94.4 proof. There's a little bit of a warming right back here in your throat.
You get your Kentucky hug.
There's no...
It's not offensive.
There's no heat. That's just nice and warm. Oh my goodness. Look at those legs. Those legs are thick.
Legs for days. The finish kind of tapers off. It's got a long taper. Long finish.
Wow.
There's for me, it seems like there's... I don't know. I'm having a hard time figuring out if it's either licorice or it's mint, like Vera or spearmint. It's probably spearmint. I'm gonna write down spearmint.
I'll go with that. When you said licorice, I was first like, maybe a little bit.
Right.
As soon as you said mint, I switched
there it goes.
over.
It's going.
Yeah.
And
I have grown to like licorice. okay.
Yeah.
It's not a go-to for me.
Yeah.
But I've grown to like and appreciate it when I find it in our bourbons.
Right.
That said, usually when licorice shows up, there's something that's a little kind of sour, and I don't know how else to describe it. To me, it's sour without saying licorice flavor.
You've all been there,
but this is more of a minty kind of a It's that minty tingle that you get with kind of your toothpaste or mouthwash. Bad analogies, I think, but I think you get it.
I do. Just tell me a couple more things that you might be picking up on the palate and on the finish. So far, I was just kind of lost in my own thoughts here. Palate, I got butterscotch, vanilla bean. You said cherry cola.
I'm going to say nutmeg and cinnamon.
Oh, okay. So the nutmeg carried through.
Not full-on baking spices, but those specifically.
Yeah.
Dude, this knocks it out of the park.
I almost think like gingerbread cookies, like the little gingerbread men.
Okay.
Like I think that like on the tail end of the finish.
You want to water drop anything?
I don't know, man. You tell me how it goes, because this is.
The drop of water brought a little bit of pepper to it.
In a good way?
Yeah, I think so. Pepper, kind of in a rice spice kind of a peppery.
Oh yeah, we don't have a mash bill for this at all, do we? We have no idea what they did.
Michter's is tight-lipped when it comes to their mash bills, and
the only time anything does come out is by accident. When somebody asks the wrong somebody the right question.
Apparently, Willie Pratt, the first time they toasted did a toasted finish. Apparently, talking to the press, he just forgot who he was talking to, or
he got comfortable.
He was comfortable. Yeah, we only did that for
so many days, so many hours, so many years, so many months.
And Joe was like, "Dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
No, don't."
Well,
don't.
secret's out, so you can find it. We're not going to share it. Sometimes you're told things in confidence, and you don't want to. You don't want to get. All right.
Do it.
I'll quit talking about that, and I'll start talking about this. Eyedropper, 1. I'm gonna give this 3, 2, 3.
See, now I have to go back to the liquor cabinet, and now I have to update our existing 10-year bourbon to say 2024 10-year bourbon, because this one's going in the liquor cabinet as the 2025 10-year.
Okay, so doing that, the apple showed up for me. And honey. Actually, I didn't write. You said honey crisp apple into honey. I forgot to write down honey earlier.
Clink,
I forgot to write down honey.
With these being single barrels, I'm not interested in popping the top on this one just yet.
Me, it brought out more oak.
But this is a different barrel, so chances are there's
really?
There is going to be something slightly different. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's what single barrel means.
Yeah. This brought pepper to the finish.
Yep, right?
It brought pepper to the finish, oak to the palate, and
I'd say it brought pepper to mid-late palate into the finish. And apple. Dare I ask what you gave this on the nose?
5. You?
I'm struggling too, because I don't want this to seem like, they're giving Michter's a great score time after time. It's a great release.
Great. It's not
great.
good. It's better than wow.
The nose is 5 all day long.
5 all day. Yeah.
How about the palate?
For me, that was kind of tough. I mean, we immediately came up with 4 things, and then we added just what did you add? Like 2 drops of water. I added 3, and while it kind of muted some parts of that, it expanded other parts. And I thought, well, it just adds another layer, another level, whatever you want to use, of interest to this particular bottle.
Well, and there was that cherry cola immediate on the palate that I was not expecting, that I don't recall getting in the last one, that really caught me off guard. That right there alone wowed me before I even had a chance to unpack anything else.
Right.
So,
and you know, I love Michter's for all the butterscotch that they bring to the table. I'm not even that big of a fan of butterscotch, but when it comes in a whiskey, when it comes to Michter's and their whiskey, it seems like I don't know how they do it. I don't know, like Rick said, it's kind of like what you said with hunting the Blantons. You're not just looking for the bottle.
Right.
You're looking for a specific barrel that sat in a specific place in that building.
Yep.
The honey hole of that building, right?
And that's what we ended
Rick said.
That's what we end up loving about like Baker 7, who having a website where you can dial in the number of your bottle,
roll through
and then go through there and see exactly what floor it's on, where, was this on the end? Was it in the middle? Was it on floor 7? Was it on floor 1? It gives you all the climate and the weather for the life of it, however long it was there.
How cool is that? Weather report.
So, it's having all that stuff. It's just makes for a great experience. And so...
And conversation.
Yeah, and, at the end of the day, I like just drinking great bourbon, but those things right there make it a great experience. And when there's a great experience along with a great pour, that just makes everything about it on another level.
Yep. So, like what Rick was saying, told us on our tour, by climate controlling their rick houses, temperature and humidity levels over the entire area. That entire area becomes the honey hole.
Yep.
Like there's no specific spot. So
and that's why they don't do barrel picks. Yeah, because
the whole warehouse is a damn honey hole.
And I think that's just so. I'm so intrigued by that because to me that speaks volumes to. They're not just saying, when they talk about their quality control and all that, they're not just saying that.
You can just say that.
Yeah.
You can just say that.
You can. You absolutely can. And, and again, nothing against, your traditional rick house and a distillery who has those barrel pick programs.
I'll say everything against them.
I love barrel picks. And I love the idea of finding the barrel that aligns with your palate. I think that's amazing. But I think it's equal, if not more amazing, that they have so much quality control and care in their products that they don't want to do a barrel pick program because they want every bottle that comes out of every barrel of their rick house to be constant.
And they know it won't.
That's a statement.
I'm sure it makes them nervous. I'm sure it makes them excited at the same time. I mean, that's what it would do to me, I would think.
Well, that's also why, if you remember, Rick was telling us that they very frequently, when the distillate has been in the barrel for however long, they start really monitoring them closely because when a barrel starts to go south, it goes south quickly.
Really quick.
And they have an entire portion of their facility that is all stainless steel drums. And they can immediately dump that barrel when they realize, this is peak. This is at its the best it's going to be.
We don't pull this down.
And if they're not sure what they're going to do with it just yet, they put it in a stainless drum. That way, they seal that off. There's no air in there, and
no contaminants.
It stops
no
aging,
oxidation.
And it stays just like that.
And
then when they're ready for it, it's there and available. So
it's right there.
It's that's really cool.
Kind of like cryostasis, like Walt Disney's head. But back to it. It was a little tough to give this anything south of a 5, so I just kept it right there at 5. How about you, W2?
I met you right there at 5.
Finish. Right away, what you notice is most of what you got on the nose and everything you got on the palate carried through to the finish.
It's there.
And there was that warmth. It wasn't hot. Like you might expect from a 90+ bourbon, but it was a long taper.
That's the thing that I find really interesting about this.
It was just so damn good.
It is a very long taper.
Yeah.
It doesn't start with a whole lot of heat to begin with.
No.
And so when it finally just dissipates and is gone, you almost don't even realize it because it's such a slow taper that it's just there, and it's like, I need another pour now.
Yeah. I'll take another sip. Don't mind if I do. And this was my first pour of the day. So, I mean, it's
same.
Today has been one hell of a week. And so here we are having a nice pour from an incredible company.
And an incredible bottle.
In an incredible bottle. It just does not end with these people. Like, these people, it just doesn't end. Like, when will you make something average? Come on. You're making everybody else look bad. So anyway, the finish for me was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
It was a wow. It was everything that I expect from Michter's in a 10-year, and it's on par with the 2024.
And they're not disclosing how old it really is.
Yeah.
They're
We could make some phone calls. We could send some emails. We could find out.
There's two things going on. So one, their actual branded product is a 10-year bourbon. So they're not shying away from that because that would actually introduce a new product to the lineup.
Right.
So they are packaging it as a 10-year bourbon.
Yeah, and they don't have a 15.
Which also, if you are stating this is 10 years, you are saying, yes, there is nothing in it's single barrel, so of course there is nothing, but you are saying that it is no younger than 10 years, but because Michter's does not bottle until it's ready, and the letter says, this is overaged, like they usually do, it does not. This one does not say. I'm really kind of curious to have some conversations at some point and learn what does that mean, because the last year's the 2024 10-year rye, we were told was closer to a 14, 16 year. And again, they have a 10-year product, they have a 20-year product, they have a 25-year product. If it's somewhere in between there, they're not introducing a new product, so it's going to become their 10-year. Even if it's an 18-year, I don't foresee them releasing it, but they would have to release a new product. And so you either just go ahead and package this as a 10-year and just know that we left it in the barrel a little
To me,
longer.
this doesn't drink like a 10-year, but it doesn't drink like that 14-year. I think it clocks in somewhere around 12 and a half to 13 years. That's just me and my whiskey enthusiast amateur.
I would not disagree with that.
Wild guess. I even wrote it down here so we can come back if Andrea, if you want to get a hold of us and laugh at me and call me an idiot, just send that email right to info or Jonathan at savortheburn.com.
To that point, though, this drinks beyond the maturity of 10 years.
Definitely. Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, so...
how about the finish?
The finish, for me, like I was saying, it was a long road to get to it. Here we are, bumping gums on this. But for me, it was a 5. It was an easy 5 for me. Yeah. I mean, it's everything I wanted it to be and expected it to be. Yeah. And it's on par with the I almost called it the 14-year, the 2024 10-year bourbon. It just
agreed.
It kicks that much ass.
Agreed.
So finish. Where are you at on the finish?
I gave it a 5 also.
You kept it at 5?
Yeah, and I can't stress enough. I feel like I'm giving it yet another 5, all these things. I'm not phoning it in. I mean, that is a sincere rating. It is that good. It really, really is.
You can't go wrong with this bad boy.
Nope.
So that brings us to bottle presentation.
Yep.
And if you've been following along at home, that brings us to bottle presentation. So before, we had always given this bottle here a 5, right? And this is going to be very unfair because we've had some bottles with bottle presentations that are just mind blowing. One of them, I mean, comes with its own little gun, like that Doc Holliday 10-year. This
It's its own luggage.
It's its own luggage, right? Right. You have to register. You probably have to ship this.
You have to check that.
Yeah, you can't bring that on the plane, sir. It's a gun. I'm like, it's not a gun. It's a bottle stopper. Anyway, so this does not have that, and so
It does not.
We've been talking about reevaluating what it is to make a 5 a 5.
Sure.
A 0 out of 5 bottle presentation. Yep. Now, that said, this is where the unfair comes in. This thing showed up in the mail, unsolicited. It showed up in a cardboard box, surrounded by styrofoam cheesy poofs, wrapped in bubble wrap, and even had a cool little fishnet stocking around it.
Of course it did.
I mean, what's not to love about that? Hey, girl. She wasn't fat.
You're wearing the wrong shirt today, then.
Right. I didn't know. I didn't know what was going to happen. When you said, "Hey, there's a box here. We're gonna maybe make an unboxing video."
Box.
God only knows what's in this thing, and well, he wasn't the only one that knew. Apparently, so did Michter's. So, yeah. After all that and the excitement and the reveal and the, oh my God, is this amazing? Is that what I think it is? And whoo, heart palpitations. Yeah, it's a 5. It's a 5 for me all day.
I kept it right there also.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Yeah. Even if it didn't come in the in the box, with the packing peanuts and all that stuff, and the fishnet stocking, which definite plus. I love the neck tag that tells you which barrel it came out of.
Do you know that the 20-year does come in a box? Kind of like the bottle your own box. Yep. It's that box with the foam padded cutout that it's. 20-year comes in a box.
Very nice.
So,
but yeah, even with this, you've got
which would have to be a 5.
The cool label on the back. That
I love the parchment treatment.
Is it parchment or is that cork? I don't know. It could be parchment. I don't know. It looks more like cork. Whatever. That doesn't matter. Anyway, you got the black wax dip. You've got the thing I just dropped on the ground. You got the filament tape thingamabobber. You got a cool natural cork. I'm sure there's a cool hardwood up there on the stopper. Nice thick bottom.
Yep.
Really, it's a beautiful bottom.
Nice little taper.
Yeah, tapered shoulder. Nice round. I don't know. I don't think you can go. It's more interesting than a Jim Beam bottle.
Yeah.
If you know,
wait for it.
If you know, you know. And on top of all that, it came with a cool little neck tag that has even more information. A lot of which. That you read from Joe's letter.
Yeah.
So I have no problem giving this bad boy a 5. So real quick, how we do our ratings. If you're unfamiliar with how we do it, if you're new to the Savor the Burn podcast, please consider clicking subscribe and that bell notification if you're watching on YouTube, and hit subscribe and follow and like and all the things on all of your audio only podcast apps of choice. Thank you so much for coming along and joining us. And so with the review process, how we do it, we go a 0 to 5 rating on these 4 categories: nose, palate, finish, bottle presentation. We add those up out of a possible 20. We divide that number by 2, and that's how we end up with our final score. All that said, we gave it 4 5s each, and that equals 20. Divide that by 2.
That equals 10.
That equals 10.
You take 10 plus 10,
and you're
back to 20.
You're back to.
You divide that by 2 because there's 2 of us.
Yeah, and then you carry the 1.
And so our average is still 10.
It's still 10. And that's just what we give it. Have you had the Michter's 10-year bourbon? Any of them? Let us know what you think. Send us an email, info@savortheburn.com, W2, or Jonathan@savortheburn.com, or just leave us a comment right wherever you are. If you're on Spotify, you can leave us a voicemail. Can you guys still do that on Spotify?
I think so.
What a cool option that is. Remember when Carlo did that for us?
Yep.
So I'm a friend. Good times. We love you, Carlo. So do you have any closing thoughts on this?
I'm humbled, and I'm
absolutely humbled.
I'm so appreciative.
Who all do we have to thank? We have Joe. We have Andrea and Master of Maturation.
Yeah.
Maturation.
Rick.
Nick. Vice President Nick.
Vicky. Tess in New York.
Yeah. And everybody on the Michter's crew, all the way down to the guys and gals on the bottling line. You guys came in on your lunch break. I know you guys were eating your lunch, and you just came in to give us the full experience of the tour.
Good too.
And it smelled good. It smelled like delicious lasagna or something. I can still, my brain remembers it. I remember. Anyway, so we thank each and every single one of you, and we really are looking forward to maybe coming down there again sometime. We would love to film an episode in house, maybe even in Rick House. How cool would that be? You know,
that'd be cool.
Yeah. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems.
Oh man!
Thank you so much for checking out this episode of the Savor the Burn podcast. If you and your fellow whiskey enthusiast friends want to know what this bottle's like without having to run out and buy it, we tried it. Now you have to buy it. You have to go out and get this. What was it? MSRP $195. $195.
Yep.
You know, yes. It's $100 plus. It's a damn near $200. It will be $200 after taxes. But I mean, have you bought
secondary market? It's $500 for this.
Have you ever bought a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue Label? That's like right at $200.
Yep.
This smokes it.
Oh yeah.
Easy.
Without
all day,
even
any
trying.
day. And I like it. I do. I like Johnny Walker Blue Label. I'm not going to run out and buy another one because of this podcast.
You've seen the light.
It's turned me a little bit into a snob. So now I'm drinking my scotch with a pinky up. And Johnny Walker, I'm sorry, you're good, but you're not great. You don't make the cut anymore. Not anymore.
There's a lot better scotches out there.
Absolutely. And you'll be hard pressed to find a better bourbon than this bad boy.
Yep.
And if you've had it, again, let us know what you think. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, no matter who you are, where you are, what you're drinking, and who you're drinking it with, never forget, keep on burning.